I want to start this video off by saying thank you to every single one of you that has contributed to this channel in any way, shape, or form, whether that be a like, a comment, a subscription, anything. Especially for me being as small of a creator as I am, none of this would be even remotely possible without every single last one of you. In case you haven't been able to tell, this video is my thank you letter, I guess you could say, for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. This video is going to be divided up into two parts probably, one answering the Q&A questions and two talking about the future of this channel. Not 100% on that. I've recorded these intros before I actually record the video itself, so that may change, but that's the plan so far. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this part of the video is going to be part of the Q&A. Now, there were a concerning amount of you that asked for a foot reveal, but thankfully the overwhelming majority asked for a Q&A. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start this off with someone that I have seen for quite a while on this channel, and someone I am extremely thankful for being a part of this community. These first two questions come from Hunter. First question: do you hope to expand your horizons in the future and make videos on more than primarily gaming and lolly related topics? Now, I do plan on covering a specific question later on in the video, but short answer for now is yes. Now for the second question: when you grow your audience a bit more, do you think you'll want to start streaming regularly in the same kind of style that Griffin does, i.e. playing a game in the background while talking to chat? You know, honestly, I haven't really thought of that. I've never really wanted to be a part of the live streaming side of things. I've mostly just wanted to make videos, but it's a good possibility that might happen. Depends if people start really enjoying those streams. The way I look at making my content is I make the content that I would watch as a viewer, and so that's why I don't stream too much, because I don't watch very many streams. But if enough people want it, yeah, I'd start streaming regularly. Congrats on 1K, thank you very much. I've got 4 questions for you. 1, who's the best pizza chain? This might be a hot take, but a meat lover's pizza from Pizza Hut, specifically with garlic sauce, because their red sauce is ass. But that is my favorite thing to get from any fucking pizza chain. But because of that sole reason, I'm going with Pizza Hut. Fucking sue me. Number 2, who do you think is the worst person on YouTube? Now, if we're talking about people that I've covered on my channel, probably either Sean the Legend or Quantum TV. Sean the Legend should be obvious, he's a fucking pedo, but also Quantum TV because he's a domestic abuser, so you kind of got two pieces of shit right there. But if we're talking about just on YouTube in general, I don't know, from the shit I've heard, Onision seems like a pretty bad fucking guy, so we'll go with that. Number 3, what is your most anticipated games of all time? Well, I'm just gonna name one here because I don't really get too excited for games that much, but my most anticipated game of all time would be, shocker, Doom Eternal. I was so fucking hyped for that game when it got announced, and I finished it twice within like the first 20 hours of that game being out. I stayed up till like fucking midnight to wait for the fucking launch of that game. I love that game to death, and it lived up to all the hype. Number 4, what is a game that people like that you disliked? That would be Resident Evil 4. I tried the game. Personally, it's not for me. It doesn't really have much to appeal to me. I'm much more of like fast-paced action when it comes to shit like single-player shooters, with the rare exception, and Resident Evil 4 was not one of those exceptions. I think it's safe to say that. Number 5, what is a game that people disliked that you like? Well, that's also really easy. Halo 5, my favorite fucking Halo game to date, at least when it comes to the multiplayer. Campaign was shit, but multiplayer was fucking phenomenal, and I will die on that hill. Question number 6, what is your favorite song and why is it Bangarang by Skrillex? Fun fact, I didn't actually know who Skrillex was when I made this name. I made this name for Xbox originally. I didn't find out about him until someone pointed it out to me, but my favorite song would be Psychosocial from a band named Slipknot, and I know some of y'all are gonna be like, ugh, Slipknot. I don't fucking care. Alright, I love that band to death, and that song is my favorite song of all time. I love the solo, the vocals, the riff, the breakdown, just every single bit of that song I absolutely fucking adore. These next couple of questions come from Big Country. Glad to see you here, my friend. Hopefully you'll be up here soon. Congrats, dude. Keep up the good work. Why, thank you. Now here's 5 random questions that I expect a 300-word essay explaining each. Well, I'll try my best. Number 1, what's a game you like that everyone else seems to hate? We'll give a different answer here. This time it's gonna be Destiny 2. I know the game has issues. It's not in a good place right now, but back when I played it at the launch of Witch Queen, that game was so fucking fun, and very few games replicate the feeling of getting 6 friends together and just going through a raid almost flawlessly, and every single person knowing exactly what to do. Very few games can replicate that, and when it happens, it feels so fucking good. Number 2, what's your favorite song and why is it the ear rape of Photograph by Nickelback? So this isn't going to be my favorite song, as I already said that earlier, but I will give another song that's really, really high up there in my list, and that's going to be Back in Black by AC/DC. That is originally the song that got me into listening to the kind of music that I do. I've been listening to AC/DC since I was like fucking 3 or 4 years old, back when Iron Iron Man 1 came out, actually, and I heard Back in Black in the beginning of that movie, and I've been in love with that song and band ever since. Number 3, how does the missile know where it is? Well, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you it knows where it isn't. Number 4, ever been skydiving? No, but I actually really want to, and hopefully I'll be able to do that very thing next year. Number 5, what's my 5th question? Free space to babble about whatever you wish to give the video long enough for another ad break. Well, since you insist. No, I'm just kidding. This video should be plenty long enough. Thank you for looking out for my ad revenue though, especially since my previous video got fucking demonetized for no reason. Thank you, YouTube. Love you. This next question comes from Bada Kanta. What is your favorite game and why is it Doom 2? Unfortunately for you, Bada, it's not Doom 2. I'm not a very big fan of dated games. Now, as for what my favorite game is, depends on the type of game you're talking about. If you're talking about a single player game, that'd be Doom Eternal. If you're talking about like a multiplayer shooter, then probably go to Titanfall 2. Now, overall, just I can play whenever I want and always have fun, probably gonna be Minecraft. I know, might be a little generic, but I don't care. I grew up with that game and still play this game to this very day. This next question is from someone by the name of Road Breach. Besides Star Wars, what other pop culture franchises are you into? That's actually a hard question to answer. I can't really think of many pop culture shit I'm into. I wouldn't really consider like metal to be pop culture because it's not really mainstream, I guess you could say, with the exception of a couple bands out there. I guess if you consider Doom to be pop culture, I do have a lot of Doom shit. I have a Doom helmet. I have every single physical release of a Doom game. I also have actually have this really cool fucking vinyl record. It has like a see-through red on it. It's really cool. I'll show a picture of it. But yeah, I guess Doom would be that. I think you could count that as pop culture. Yeah, that should count. How many Fortnite skins do you own? The answer to that question is too fucking many. I spent way too much money on that game back when it first released. I played the shit out of Fortnite before like season, I think it was like 6 or 7. That game like was the only thing I would play for almost a fucking year. It was crazy. But it was fun. I don't regret it personally. I do wish the game would go back to how it used to be, but that's kind of a pipe dream. What was your first video game console? Well, the first console I ever played was my dad's PS3, but the first one I ever had, and my personal favorite video game console ever, would have to be the Xbox 360. That console was fucking fire, and if it weren't for the 360, I wouldn't be nearly as into video games as I am today. Why did you make your YouTube channel? I actually do like this question. The reason I made my channel was because Leafy was no longer uploading, Griffin had stopped uploading for quite a while. He was really only uploading for like once a month, maybe 2 times a month, and there was really no one making the type of content that I really enjoyed, and I sure as fuck was not watching Optimus. He's boring as shit in my opinion. And so I made the executive decision to start making the content that I watched. Now, did I expect to actually get anywhere with this type of shit? No, I didn't, but here we are 1,000 subscribers later, and I'm actually making money from this, which is honestly pretty cool. Never thought that would actually happen. What is your favorite COD and why? Well, my favorite Call of Duty is Modern Warfare 2019. If you don't like that, Call of Duty, you're objectively fucking wrong. I'm sorry, but you are. I wasn't really a big fan of Call of Duty before that. I was more of a Battlefield player myself, but Modern Warfare 2019 just fucking hits different, bro. It is better than any other modern shooter I've ever fucking played. And yes, that includes the original Call of Duties. Congrats on 1K. Thank you, Xanian. Who do you think is the most cancerous person that you've covered on the channel? If we're talking about cancerous and not just like overall shitty human being, I think we'd have to go with fucking Saith and his little band of retards. Like, oh my god, that dude was a fucking pain in the ass to keep up with. Not to mention the fucker tried doxing me, but you know, he kind of fell flat on his face with that one. But yeah, I'd have to say Saith is overall the most cancerous person I've covered on the channel. What is your advice for new content creators to reach 1K fast? There's multiple answers to this question. If you just want subscribers and nothing else, you don't care about views, you just want subs, make shorts. It'll get you 1K really fast, but you won't actually keep any viewers from it. Now, if you actually want to grow your channel the proper way and retain viewers, just upload regularly. Upload like twice, 3 times a week, and you'll gain a consistent viewer base pretty quickly. And don't spend too much time on your thumbnails. Obviously, make sure they're good, but sometimes with thumbnails, less is more. That's at least what I've learned when making YouTube videos. And don't try and piggyback off of bigger content creators in the sense like someone only comes to your channel to see what Dream or whatever the fuck is doing that day. Make sure you actually have your own personality that people want to come in there for. Now, if you want to use a bigger content creator's name to like get views on a video or whatever, as long as it's not like disingenuously clickbaiting, that's fine. Just make sure you have your own personality for people to check out. Oh, and I feel like this is one of the most important things. Make sure you have good fucking mic quality. Nothing's more painful than listening to a shitty microphone to what would otherwise be a good YouTube video. Now, that's going to conclude the Q&A segment of this video. If I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry. I'm a bit short on time as of the time of recording this video. It is the holidays after all, which, Merry Christmas. But if I didn't answer your question, just leave a comment in this video and I'll try and answer it in the replies. Now, I want to talk about the future of this channel going forward. I'm sure y'all are aware that I mostly cover the gaming side of things when it comes to commentary, but I found that it's pretty hard to keep a consistent upload schedule when you're restricting what you can talk about Now, of course, I have the odd lolicon video here and there, and it does get views, but that shit gets tiring to talk about after so long. Now, I will be covering gaming content still, but it's just not going to be as frequent as it used to be. If there's a specific topic or video you want me to cover, you're more than welcome to join my Discord server, shameless plug in the description, and there's a video suggestions channel in there, and just put whatever the fuck you want in there that you want me to cover, and if it's interesting enough, I'll cover it. But for the future, I'm going to be broadening my horizons, I guess you could say, when it comes to shit I'm going to be able to talk about, and sometimes that does mean I will get slightly political in some videos. I'm sure you've already seen that with my most recent upload in regards to Communist Creeper. Now, if you don't like that, you're more than welcome to not watch those videos. You don't have to. It's completely optional. If because of this change you don't feel comfortable still being subscribed to this channel, I won't stop you from unsubscribing. I will miss you, but at the end of the day, it is your choice, and you're free to do with your YouTube account what you will. Now, I think that covers pretty much everything I wanted to say about the future of this channel, but this is pretty much just going to be the outro and closing thoughts, so feel free to click off if you want to. But I just wanted to say, once again, thank you to every single one of you crazy motherfuckers for actually sticking with me through this journey. There's a lot of really cringy, shitty videos on my channel, and for those of you that have watched them, I apologize for making you sit through that shit, alright? Especially my first video on this channel. Ooh, that's like one of the few videos that I can never go back and rewatch. That mic quality alone makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. But seriously, thank you to every single one of you. I've read nearly every single comment on this channel. I recognize a lot of y'all's names. I do remember you guys. And it's really hard to explain the feeling that I have when I recognize y'all's names from previous videos of mine, or even for some of y'all back before I even had 100 subscribers. Like, that's fucking crazy to me. The fact that so many of you guys just want to hear my stupid fucking takes on things, or hear me shit talk someone for 10 fucking minutes straight. I've always viewed myself as not a very interesting person, kind of boring and bland, but I've seen some of y'all really enjoy the shit that I make. And there's a lot of comments saying like how I remind them so much of 2016 style content in the best way possible, and comments like that just hit different. There's not enough words I can use to describe the euphoric feeling I get, I guess you could say, when I see someone is genuinely enjoying the stuff that I am creating. I know I say a lot in my videos that I don't care about this internet shit, which to an extent that is true, but when it comes to seeing the audience that I am creating, seeing you guys, like in my Discord server, in my comment section, whenever, showing like actual support and enjoyment for what I'm doing, it creates a feeling that very few things can replicate. Now, to prevent myself from rambling on in circles like a retard, I think it's time to call the video here. I'm sure there's things that I left out by accident that I originally planned to include, but I kind of just started recording this video on a whim, no real plan or structure on how to do this. So if it seems kind of all over the place, that's why. I apologize. But like I said before, I'm short on time, so I'm doing what I can with the time I have. Now here's hopes to a good fucking time in the future, both for you, me, and the channel. Now, with that all being said, thank you to every single last one of you crazy motherfuckers for subscribing to this channel and sticking with me through this time I have been on YouTube. Now I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night whenever you may be watching this, and hopefully I'll see y'all next time. Merry Christmas.